The Texans are bringing back Sheldon Rankins. This was one of the worst kept secrets in the city. As soon as he was released, Aaron Wilson, I know if KPRC was saying it was inevitable, it seemed inevitable, and it seems like a decent match for the Texans. They need depth on the D line. Sheldon Rankins is a guy that DeMeco values. I know the team values. I remember interviewing him or 2 seasons ago when he was here, 1 season ago, however you want to look at it. And he talked about talking to the team, bringing the young guys together before they won their playoff game. And a lot of times whenever a team brings back somebody, like a lot of coaches have their favorites and they kind of linger around just because they are coaches' favorites. And you can make a strong case. Sheldon Rankins has had trouble staying on the field lately. He missed 10 games in Cincinnati. He had the virus. He had the hamstring issues. He had the injury concerns in New Orleans. But in this case, I don't necessarily think that's the vibe, because the Texans did have a price for Sheldon Rankins. It's not like they were going to bring him in no matter what. Last year in free agency, they had enough money. If they wanted to, they could have given Sheldon Rankins what the Bengals gave him. Instead, they had a price and they pivoted, they adjusted, and they brought in other guys on the D line. And they had one of the better defenses in the NFL. Now, 1 year into that 2-year contract that Cincinnati gave him, Cincinnati is moving on from Rankins, and the Texans, now the price is right. Just like a couple years ago when they signed him to a 1-year deal, now they signed him for a 1-year deal worth less than the one that they gave him. I think it was 11, 12. It was 8 figures in 2023, the deal that they gave him, and it was the most money that they gave a free agent annually at that time. And they did have a price, though. They let Cincinnati overpay it, and their price has kind of been validated because Sheldon Rankins is on the market, and now you get him closer for what you thought that he was. Do I think this is like a major significant move for the Texans? No, but they need to fill some holes, and it's going to be interesting to see, do they fill those holes, defensive holes in free agency, and then do we see an offensive draft? We've already seen them bring in Christian Kirk. How does Sheldon Rankins fit in? Sheldon Rankins is a pass rushing D lineman. It's a lot like Tim Settle. They're definitely going to need someone to take up some space. But I kind of look at this as investing in a guy in the interior that can get after the quarterback, along with Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter. So how does he fit? What happens? What do they do? Are they now more willing to say goodbye to DeMeco Autry and save that money? Fatukasi was making around $5 million, so this is almost like a replacement there. Do they go cheaper with the big guy? I think it's possible. I do wonder what this means for DeMeco Autry. He had trouble staying on the field last year. I know they like him, but you can save some decent bread there. So that could be the overall impact. But they bring back a guy that DeMeco likes. They bring back a guy that DeMeco is familiar with, and they have a price. They have a price. It's not a by any means necessary, give me my guys. They have a price. This is about right for Sheldon Rankins, and DeMeco Ryans is reunited with one of the team leaders. I know Will Anderson's going to be thrilled, and we'll see if he can stay on the field. 7 games is not going to be enough for this squad. The virus and everything else, but it's a low risk, medium-ish reward move to start off free agency, and we'll see how it goes. But we knew this was coming. Sheldon Rankins back with the Texans. What the hell do they do next? And where did DeMeco and Caserio go? Subscribe, like, ride along. Always remember, when it comes to this Texan stuff, we're all in it together. Sheldon Rankins, not quite a home run, but it's a start.